Hey everybody, it's Off the Wall. So it's that time of the year. About 3 years ago we did this, and I think it's really important with all the food shortages and everything that's happening is that we get back into this. So each week I'm going to come out with a weekly shopping list. Anybody can do it. The thing is that if you do it one project at a time, you're going to be shocked how far that it really takes you. And the time may be short, but I'll tell you what, starting now, if you're just starting out, this may save your life. It may save your family's life. So this is just a real basic way to do it. So this week's shopping list, let's go to week 1. And we're going to also talk about my bug out bag. I'm going to go through it a little bit because I think it's really important. So week 1, shopping list. And I didn't write this shopping list. It's something I've used over the years, and I think it's really important. So here we go. Week 1, shopping list. You need to get 1 gallon of water for each person. Personally, me and Dragonflies have went through this, and I'll tell you what, we have realized that we can live off-grid with no water. But you may want to get 2 to 3 gallons of water per person. 1 jar of peanut butter. This is your challenge for the week. 1 large can of juice for each person in your household. 1 can of meat. A lot of people go directly to tuna. There's tuna, spam, corned beef hash, salmon, well, good old shit on the shingles, corned beef. There's potted meat. There's so many different kinds of canned meats. Sardines. Be creative. Chicken, pork, hams. Mix it up just in case you don't have enough time left before we have a real SHTF. Make sure you have a hand-operated can opener, a permanent marking pin, and pet food, diaper, and baby food if needed. Now, one thing that might help you is to find out what kind of disasters can happen in your area. You could talk to the local emergency management agency. Find out from the local history at your library or local newspapers, like what's been the main thing. Preparedness isn't just about the SHTF that we're getting ready to go into, but it's also about getting ready in case there's a power outage, fire, whatever in your area, and that you can prepare for it, blizzards. And then date each perishable item using a marking pin. What's that? That's called first in, first out, folks. First in, first out. By doing the first in, first out system, it's really going to keep you from buying stuff and then the food going bad. So this is really for Prepping 101, for the new person that's like, you know what, this is getting worse and worse. One thing I'd like to talk about is there's a really good reason to have a bug out bag or get home bag. I have mine, Dragonflies has one, and you set them up to each person. You also can set it up. You can see the red light back there. That's our alarm system, our solar alarm system coming up our driveway. You can also see back here. Oh, what's that hanging? Yeah, that's a great place that we put the pew pew to, because we can grab it and nobody can really see it. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. Bug out bags are really important. Get home bags are really important. You may get stuck in a really bad situation. You may get stuck in a SHTF, but you may get stuck in a blizzard. You may get stuck in a flood situation or a tornado situation. And the thing is if you have your get home bag, you want to make sure that it's light, it's comfortable to carry, and that you practice carrying it, and you also go through it a couple times a year. Make sure that you have the things that you need. So we're going to get into my get home bag real quick. I'm not going to go fully through it. I've done this before, but I do want to show you. I've redone this bag and redone it, and now I'm very happy. So it is a really nice bag because it's expandable. It's got pockets. I have places where this is my cook mess kit, and I just have it attached right on there, which is attached with some carabiners and some paracord. So that gives me extra paracord. And then if you notice at the front, I got a bunch of things hanging off here, and I'll show you real quick. I got One, I have a really nice compass, paracord. This is a whistle made out of a deer antler. Extra belt clips. Another whistle just in case. Two is better than none. And this bag, I like it because you can pick it up a lot of different ways. There's a handle on the top, so you can grab it by that handle and carry it with you if your bag gets tired of carrying it. But let's take a look at some of the things that I have in here and maybe just give you a few ideas today. One, right at the top, lighter. Now, when I went on a bushcrafting camp out, which I'm getting ready to do again, which will be a lot of fun if y'all don't try to scare me, I learned that some of my things in my bag were in really bad positions. So that's one thing, is to get these positioned correctly. Yes, I still have the dirty blood socks in here. They have been washed. Y'all might remember when I did the demo, and that blood will not come out. But, you know, it taught me a lot. So I have a couple heavy duty pair of socks, bloodstained too. Yeah. And also along in there, I'm just gonna grab some things out so you can see. Oh, imagine that. I have another pair of socks. Your feet are really important. See, your feet, yeah, they're important. If your feet get all soaking wet, you're gonna be in trouble, especially if you have to bug out. I have a poncho, light, easy to carry, easy to wrap up. You can wrap it up really tight and really small. So I have a poncho. Along with that, I'm just kind of grabbing out of the bag, see what we got in here. Okay, this, a lot of people carry water purification. I carry charcoal bags. Charcoal bags, you just throw them in your bottle, leave them in there, and then boil out your water, and that's going to get most of your your nasty crap out of there. So I like those because they're light and easy, and they're small. I got a bag of first aid. It's just a small bag because this is my get home bag. So there's a few Q-tips in there. Those are the expandable towels, the Wiley expandable towels, Tylenol, Band-Aids, a pair of gloves, also some triple antibiotic in case I would get cut or something. And I add to this, I change it around, but as long as I have something in there just in case I would get cut or hurt is always a good thing. We're just gonna keep digging, see what else we got. Foot warmers. You notice I am really concentrated on making sure my feet are okay, because if they're not, folks, you're gonna really be hating it. So that's just a pair of foot warmers I picked up. What else is in here? A couple more charcoals. I feel a bigger bag. What is this in this one? I see a bigger bag coming out. Okay, this is my mess bag. This has a little bit of everything. So we'll take a look at it. For one, I got dental floss, soap, a little toothbrush, shampoo, soap again, bandages, military bandages. That is fire starters, toothpaste, once again, for my feet, Loderman, personal filled bandage, military grade personal filled bandage, another filled bandage. So, and that's another thing that I started doing, is I started keeping everything in bags, because then it's easy to grab that bag and know what you got and know what you're looking for. You just grab that bag and that makes it easy. Bada boom, bada bang. A clean shirt, a clean t-shirt, a red line flashlight. It may be time to Nope, it's still good. I should bring some extra batteries. That's one thing I'm going to put on my list today, is put an extra set of batteries in here. Because you definitely want a good flashlight with you if you're out and about. And then that's the main part of the pocket, right? Then we got, because I still do smoke, so I got a vape, I got a lighter, I got a bandana, because you can use a bandana for a lot of things. You could put this in water, put it down in water, tie it around your head, keep your head cool. You could use it as a sunshade, you could use it as a tourniquet, you could use it, honestly, as TP if you really needed to. Another bandana. Bandanas are easy and light. You could actually tie them around your wrist to keep your wrist cool too. Trash bags. Commercial grade trash bags. Why in the heck do I have trash bags? That's my pillow, my sleeping bag, and then also my fluff mattress. So I carry about 5 or 6 of them. Fill them up with leaves, debris, whatever. You could make a chair out of it to get comfy if you got it, you know. You can make a mattress out of it. There's a lot of things you can do with commercial bags. So I always carry commercial trash bags with me. Anywhere from 4 to 5 of them. Also light and easy. The lighter your bag is, the easier it's going to be on you. I see something down here. Oh, imagine that. Another bandana. An emergency blanket. One thing I want to say, there's actually 2 emergency blankets in here. What I want to say about these emergency blankets, if you're going to use one, you put it over your whole body and wrap it tight at your feet. Stay in there for about 5 minutes, right? You'll still have air coming up through the bottom, but stay in there for about 5 minutes and your own body temperature warms these up. People say, well, they don't work. You got to know how to use them for it to work properly. I'll show a demo here in just a second. I'll get in one. I'll come out sweating, but I'll get in one. I also have, oh, that needs to go in my first aid bag. And that, I'm not sure what that is. I don't know why I have a cord in here. I'm gonna have to figure out what that cord goes to. That's why I go through my bag. A good pair of gloves. You never know if you have to cut something, if you're going through forest, if you're going through thorns, anything you can have to protect yourself. Okay, that's that bag. That's that one. Hold on, let's go to the other pocket. Alright, so I've really come to the conclusion that this is my favorite cooking stove. I have 2 of them. But y'all, this is as big as a wallet, and it's light. And then you can get the tabs, and you can just put some of the tabs inside of it, because this is your get-home bag. So you could line up the inside with the tabs, and that way you're saving room. Also, which is awesome. So you got that one. The other thing that I've decided is probably one of my favorite. Ferro rods are great. I carry a ferro rod always, but I make these little aluminum foil fire starters. You just crack open the top there. You make these at home ahead of time, and then you wrap them, and I use old aluminum foil, so I'm recycling, repurposing the aluminum foil. So you just want to barely pull it open, take your knife, pull out a piece of the cotton, set it on your tinder. The nice thing is you can get a whole bunch of them in one container. I use metal just to protect it, but it's not necessarily, I just have Prince Albert cans, so that way my granddaddy's always with me. What else we got here? I got a water bag. So in a SHTF, I would put important documents in this water bag. I've actually used these water bags when I went to Jamaica, and also when I went to Hawaii, and I tested them to make sure that they actually work. And I carried my wallet in there, and the main thing is you want to make sure that this is sealed. There's 3 different ways to seal it, and make sure that the seal is done. And yep, it's made in China. I haven't found any American-made ones. But then also, I have it attached to a piece of paracord. Cordage is really important. You could use this cordage to start a fire. You could use this cordage if you needed to tie up your gear. You could use it as a tourniquet. You could use it as a shoestring, as a belt. There's so many things that you could use paracord for. So I always have paracord, and I always have the caliper, the clips with me, different sizes, because you never know when you might need one. That's a brand new ferro rod, which I don't need in here because I have too many ferro rods. I always carry dental floss, but that's going to go in there too in my cooking bag. This one is a solar radio. A solar light. So I have 2 flashlights with me. I got this one free from the American Red Cross. So this is a hand crank solar flashlight. I got a couple emergency waters. I bought a case of these. These are Coast Guard approved waters. But I don't know, folks, if I really need these anymore. I've learned so much about water over the years. I'll leave them in there because this is potable water, just in case I couldn't find water. But is it really, really necessary? There's a lot of ways to find water. So, this is Coast Guard water, and I've had them. And so I've always had 2 of them in here, and I'll probably just keep it. Sometimes people go overboard and stuff. And a lot of times people go overboard, and they'll buy like all different sizes and all different ones and all these things. What I say about a multi-tool is that a good brand, a good sturdy multi-tool with the features that you want will go a long way. To have a couple of them, I can understand, but this is a Cabela's. It's a really good one, and this is what I have in my get home bag. I am a fire nut, y'all know that. So I also have waterproof striker matches that are in this same little carrying bag with the multi-tool. So I use everything. Like this has a little bag, right? So I can put that on my belt and carry it with me. But then inside of it, I carry additional stuff. So that's why I'm kind of going through my bag today, is I want to rearrange it. In this bag, I'm actually going to put a vape and a lighter and a ferro rod, so that all that would be in one little bag. I think condensing things down and going through it more than once will really help you address your own bag, right? And your own situations. You may need medicine where I don't. I will say this, I do have a life straw. I have one. This is probably one of the first water purification things that me and Dragonflies bought for our get home bag. But what I want to say about these life straws is that they will get funky, and they'll have stuff built up in them. So this is disposable. This is not going to last you. That's why I'd rather have a bandana for purifying water, or some water tabs, something lighter, less bulky, but I'm keeping it in there. I might put this in my bug out bag. I might switch this out. I think I'm going to put this in my bug out bag or in my vehicle bag, one of the two. Maybe just leave it in the door of the vehicle. We have like a little catch of things that we do. Yeah, I got magnesium in there in my get home bag because I want to be able to start a fire quick and fast. Walking all day, if you had a bad situation, is not going to be too freaking fun. I also have a little tiny thing of shampoo, and I love these little compact toothbrushes. So you got, and what I want to do is take some of my toothbrush charcoal tabs and put them inside here. So that's why I'm rearranging it today, because I have a lot to do. I want to add them in there because then that's together and that's even easier. This needs to be put in the right bag, and that's another reason I go through it. As y'all know, I'm fire crazy. I think that, one, this could be a good bartering item in an SHTF. So you're walking down the road, you're in an SHTF, and somebody's like, hey, can you help me start a fire, blah, 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 help me, blah, 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 I'm freezing. Maybe you could barter a bag of magnesium shavings, some matches, and some dryer lint for an apple. Maybe you could barter, and I'll give you some things to start fires for the next week or 10 days. But I see you have a bag of Ruffles. So I want a bag of Ruffles, and I'll give you some fire start and stuff. You know, you could teach them how to use a ferro rod. So there's so many things that you could barter with. Like, I don't purposely go out and buy stuff to barter with. I use things around me. And I always try to carry a couple extra lighters in there and some matches, because if they don't have, and I do, this could be a good little bartering item. So could some basic first aid stuff. Let me see here what else I got up in this bag. That's why I really need to go through it. Oh, I got another water. Woo. Now, this bag doesn't have a lot of food because I took it out and I was doing demos with it. So that's another reason I'm going through it, is it's time for this bag to get serious and to get packed right. I got coffee filters. Another way to filter my water. I do have a roll of RVTB. I have an ACE bandage for my knee, and each one of us need to address that too. Like, if you have a medical problem, maybe it's medicine. Maybe you have a bad shoulder. Maybe you have a knee brace. Maybe you have a back brace. Maybe you have a lower back brace. Whatever it may be, you need to have that in your get home bag and your bug out bag. I have a couple pens, and I have Tic Tacs. I do have Tic Tacs. Nothing like a mint when you're stressed out. I have a chapstick, because chapstick will start a fire. I have a couple more little, let's see what I got out back here. So this is the front pocket. So I got a vape pen. I got something to write with. I got my thing of Tic Tacs. I just bought a new one. Chapstick, and I buy the medicated chapstick just so that if you could use this to start a fire too, folks. What is that? Oh, okay, I got another vape stick there. And then up in my top pocket, I know, y'all are probably like, whoa, GWP, this is a hard one to watch, you bouncing this all around. So this one in the top pocket is a paper map. Paper map of the local area. I told you all about this. I told you. I'm going to keep on telling you. Get a paper map. Has a little notebook. Has my daily bread. And I need to put a new one in here. I've been sending these out to y'all. If you got something from the auction, I've been sending new ones out. So I need to put a new one in here too. You know, to stay centered when times are really bad. This bag's been packed up since 2021. It's time for a new daily bread. I'm going to keep that in there, though. God's Word's going to bring us through a lot, that's for sure. There's a map. This is my water map. And as you can see, I have it black marked out, right? I have it black marked because these are the areas that I usually am in. Like, right? This is like my stomping ground. So when I was out working on the road all the time, I would find waterways and I'd mark them with green or blue or yellow or red. And I did them color coordinated. So blue is good, green is like good, and then the yellow and the red would be the last resort. And I kind of did a triangle of places I often travel and where I could get water in case of an emergency. You can see I have a couple Sharpies in there. Yeah, this bag needs to be gone through. Something to write with, just to, you know, you never know, just to get you through some stress. I think that's a lot, but that is a lot. But this is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go through, I'm going to rearrange, and my bag is very, very light. Someone said that they thought my bag was way too light. This is what I'll say. I have a bad knee and a bad back, and I think my bag is huge. This is all the stuff just from my bag. That's a lot of stuff. Honestly, I think that you could cut this bag down in half and even have a smaller bag, a lighter bag. And it's going to be up to each one of us what we're comfortable with, what we feel is beneficial to us, right? And not everybody else. So don't listen to everybody else. Listen to what you want to do. But if you're going to pack your bag 20 pounds or 30 pounds, practice with that bag. Get out there and walk, walk, walk. I want light. I'm probably over the top with fire. And I got to put my food back in here. So I've kind of come to some conclusions about food too. Like I'm going to add like a can of sardines, a can of tuna, because then I can make little stoves out of it if I would lose my stove. I also need to add fuel tabs. I don't know. After I'm done, I will make a list and show you what I added and what I subtracted and talk about it. But I think the main thing is that too many preppers or too many people want to tell you this is how you have to do it, this is what you need to do. And my situation is different than yours. You know, we need to focus when it's a get home bag. What is your radius? How many miles are you going to have to travel to get home? That's the big thing. See, if you're traveling, say on a daily basis, you're 70, 80 miles from home, you need to plan for 70, 80 miles. But remember, carrying a bag 70 or 80 miles is going to get heavy. It's going to get awkward and it's going to get uncomfortable. So those are things to consider. The other thing to consider is you may want to put a cane, even if you don't walk with a cane, or a cool walking stick in your vehicle, because that would give you one, you can use it if you need it to defend yourself. You can use it to flop a snake away from you. You could use it as leverage to get yourself up a hill or a rock. So there's a lot of things a walking stick would come in handy for as well. You may not be too happy about using trash bags as a mattress and as a blanket and all that. If you're not, figure out a way to do it and figure it out. Think lightweight. The lighter your bag is, the easier it's going to be for you to maneuver, for you to carry it. And that's the most important thing. A bug out bag is a little different. You're bugging out and it's going to be bigger, it's going to be bulkier, it's going to be heavier, and you know that you may not get to return to your home for days, weeks, or ever. So I just think this is a good refresher reboot. I'll put this in the reboot list. Go to the reboot. You can see a lot of demos. I think down-to-earth prepping is really, really important. And I hope that maybe watching me tear apart my bug out bag, giving you the menu, the challenge for this week of the grocery items to get, that you'll take the steps, that you'll do the legwork. Because honestly, folks, with all the food shortages, all the rumors of war, all the threats coming into the United States, the invasion from the southern border, all these things happening should make you want to get on point even more. Get you a small bag. Make sure that you're taking the steps and that you're actually doing the legwork. So TWP, God bless from here in the Ozarks to wherever you're at. Do the dang thing and do it daily. I'll come out with a new shopping list next week. God bless you. Head on a swivel. Stack it to the rafters, baby. Big prepper hugs.
Then a rooster crowing 6 a.m. Black rifle coffee, a few good friends, watching the sunrise in a deer stand. Hell yeah, that's my kind of country. Casting a rod out on the lake, ice cold beer, dry tailgates, watching the sunset fall asleep. Hell yeah.